Good evening, folks, and welcome to the test video for Solar Blade YouTube channel. I am your host, Sunburn himself, and this will just be a simple run of a video game known as Risk of Rain 2. All you're really doing here is killing mobs of enemies and collecting loot from a bunch of different maps, trying to increase your character's power level until you get to a final boss and ideally kill him. So, it's not a very complicated game, but it can get really interesting and rather in-depth by the time you take in all the enemies and the different, we're going to say items. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in this game, and hopefully one day I'll be able to get some allies here. That way you won't just hear my sultry voice. You'll be able to hear some others to go along with it. But for now, you're just going to be stuck with me. Like I said, this is just a little test video. Probably won't amount to a whole lot in terms of entertainment value, but I just want to make sure the software is working like it's supposed to, and figure what better way to beta test it. And if you're hearing this, means it turned out decent. So, of course, if it didn't turn out too well, I obviously wouldn't have posted the video. But here we are. So let's see. This is one of the first maps in the game. Usually, this is one of 2 or 3 you see when you first start. Pretty simple area, not too complicated. Not a whole lot of enemies. Those things are rather annoying, though. Just to kind of give a bit of an introduction, this character you see me using here is called the Void Fiend. Rather unique character in terms of his playstyle and his abilities. That little bar that you're seeing is my corruption meter. All you need to know is that whenever that thing goes to full, I become an absolute monster out here. But I have learned it's better to save that for boss battles, as the mode that I'm in now is still surprisingly good at dealing with a lot of enemies. So I mostly keep that gauge in check by using my healing ability. Takes a bit of my corruption meter, but as a result, it heals me for a portion of my maximum HP. So, just a way to keep me in good health and to make sure that that corruption meter stays down until I need it. Because I have no easy way to heal myself after that thing gets activated. Now, I become nearly impossible to kill, but it's also very dangerous. It's a double-edged sword, as it were. Kills a lot of my enemies pretty easily, but can also hurt me a lot in the process if I'm not careful. So, I've just learned to save them for boss battles. You have likely seen me picking up items and showing them at the top of the screen. And I'll kind of explain them as I can, but you notice they've been coming in kind of hot and heavy. I've got the teddy bear looking thing, which is basically just a shield type item that reduces damage the first time I'm hit. The bullets do more boss damage whenever that appears. And let's see, the soldier's syringe, the kind of needle looking thing, is something that increases my overall attack speed and I think movement speed. Okay, no, that's a different item. I think this thing just increases attack speed, which is pretty nice for my main ability, this kind of laser I shoot from my left hand. Let's see. Now, all we need to do here is we need to search this map until we find the portal that takes us to the next stage. And look down there on the ground floor, didn't see it. Sometimes it spawns in there. Take that corruption way down. So yeah, this Void Fiend right here, hadn't played him too much, but the couple times I have played him, I think he's turned out to be one of my favorite characters just because of the two-part, the corruption meter making him almost 2 characters in one in terms of his playstyle. Just picked up a defensive plate, reduces damage taken. And the shuriken gives me an extra kind of attack whenever I use my main fire. Ah, and here's the portal. This is what activates the boss fight. And I'd say now is a good time to let that corruption meter get up to 100. So what are we fighting today? Wandering Vagrant. Ah, the jellyfish. So just know that whenever that corruption meter gets to full, my laser beam, that was just a quick little shot, now becomes a absolute torrent of laser fire. It's pretty fun to use. Like I said, you're an absolute monster while you're corrupted, which is pretty cool. Ah, and I got a leeching seed item. Damaging enemies heals you. That's not bad. Could be a lot worse. Not really one I care for, but definitely not going to throw it away right now. Could be of some use. And there's a little percentage marker on the teleporter there. All we need to know is that the way to get through this is you stay close by the teleporter inside that red border you're seeing all around here. Stay close by the teleporter until this thing gets to full and you defeated the boss. But as you notice, we defeated him rather easily. So all we got to do now is just watch this thing until that meter gets to full, and we can get out of here. Which should be nice, because I'm getting kind of tired of this place. There's no more loot. I like loot. So that's ready. Yep. Thanks to be you guys. I'm out of here. It's a very pretty environment. This game doesn't really have a lot of intense graphics. I doubt you need me to tell you that. I know you all have eyes. Just hope you do. I guess I insulted some blind folks who are watching me. I doubt they'll see it that way. But, as I was saying, you'll notice that the graphics are not very intense. This game isn't exactly trying to be realistic, but I like the style of it. It's got a specific look it's going for, and it doesn't try to do anything beyond that. It leaves you with a game that looks rather unique. I mean, just any screenshot of this game, you don't confuse it for anything else. But then again, I suppose personal preference. I would prefer a style like this over Red Dead Redemption because, having intense graphics like that game, I think that's one of the most intense, well, graphically intense games I've ever seen. Looks really realistic, and a lot of time and effort went into it. But just my personal preference, I'd go for something like this. This is a proper escape from reality, which is what I look for in a lot of games. Because I definitely wouldn't be able to do this in real life. Alright. Yeah, I want to get enough money for this thing. Squid Polyp. Activating an interactable summons a squid turret nearby. So, I'll just get little shooty things whenever I open a chest or do any kind of action like that. But, let's see. Found all I want to find here. So let's move on and try to find that teleporter. So that right there, I don't think I explained it before, but it's not too complicated. It's my movement ability. I don't exactly know what it's called, but when I'm in my non-corrupted form, it takes me slightly forward, but mostly pushes me upward, which is really nice when you're trying to just explore a little bit, especially when you get stuff that increases your sprint speed. It'll take you really high, oftentimes higher than you expect it to. At least whenever I play. So, cautious slug, rapidly heal outside of danger. Okay, so if I'm just running around somewhere and my health's low, that means it'll rapidly get restored, which is not... Usually I'm in danger, so that's nearly pointless. Where's that kill? A lot of times I've seen it spawn somewhere around here. That'll work. Okay, so I Hey. Switch her and took care of him. Ignore the bad aim. I'm not a sniper for obvious reasons. Crowbar. Deal bonus damage to enemies above 90 health. When I get stuff like the crowbar, those little fiery heads that you see follow me around everywhere, usually I can kill them in one shot. Which is always nice, because those things can be a big pain in the tail. And I'm short just a few bucks. Oh, hello. Short one buck. Oh. Apologize to those of you who don't really care for 80s synthwave, but that's most of the music from this video game's album. I kind of like it myself, but I know it's not for everybody. Let's see. War Banner. Drop a War Banner on level up or start a teleporter event. Grants allies attack and movement speed. So that's pretty nice whenever you, especially during the teleporter event, as long as you stay within the flag, like it says, your attack speed and your movement speed increase, which is always nice because movement is pretty much a constant thing here. Whoa, okay. So that's an upgraded Fiery Boy. I don't like those. I could have saved my corruption for that and used it to kill him, but turns out I didn't need to. Where is that blasted teleporter? I'm sure I would have found it by now. I missed it. This is a live stream. I can hereby have you guys just call it out if I miss it, but I don't think I'll ever start with that. Another cautious slug. Not bad. Not bad. Still kind of pointless, but not bad. Okay. So my visibility gets worse after the mudfall. Noted. Let's see if I get some good equipment. Okay. That's simple equipment. Remote capping. There she is. That's what I was looking for. Alright, who are we gonna fight now? Beetle Queen. Okay, this one's not too rough. Let's see. Alright, lady. You're gonna face the true fiend. And with that, her health blocks just melted. And I get a Chrono Bobble. Slow enemies on hit. That's actually pretty decent. So if I'm really far away, it'll keep me from moving a whole lot. Let's see. Alright, events at 40%. That's good. Good, feeling good. Nope. Saw something over there. That's a void item chest. That's actually something I want. So, part of being the Void Fiend, this guy originally came out with a kind of DLC for this game. It was came with the game when I bought it, but he was part of a pack called Survivors of the Void. They added this character, a few new areas, and what's called Void items. But being the Void Fiend, getting Void items has a particular effect on this character, one that it didn't have on any other character in the game. You see that this corruption tracker, it bounces between 100% and 0%. And frankly, you are stronger at 100%, but because you can't stay in that state, you have to manage when you want to go in and out of it. But void items like this one here, it corrupts certain items into a void item and changes their effects a little bit. So the teddy bear I had is now changed to a safer space. It says block the next source of damage, so it basically takes the form of a shield, like you're seeing now. But for every void item I get, the bottom of my void track, my kind of corruption meter, it starts out at 4, so it means it never quite gets back down to 0. And whenever just whenever I finish with the corruption, it'll only go down to 4 as opposed to 0, which means the recharge time is a little bit less. Never been able to do this before, but I've been told that if you can collect 50 void items, because each void item is worth 2%, quick math, you collect 50 void items, you remain in your corrupted form the entire time. And I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, but if I ever do, that'll be a fun round. Because there's a few void items I really like the tougher times, the kind of void teddy bear thing that you saw. That one's actually one of my favorites. Alrighty. There's a few things here to kill. Shurikens are not really one of my favorite uncommon items, or the items with the green border. But they're not bad. The Shurikens work really well with one of my other characters I used to use a lot more before I started practicing with the Void Fiend. His name was Acrid. Maybe I'll show you guys how he plays in another video. But right now, we'll just see how long this Void Fiend will last. Probably not long. I've never won a game on normal mode like I'm on now. If you look at the icon in the top right corner, that shows our difficulty. It says hard just because of how long I've been playing this round, or this run, whatever you call it. The idea is you want to go to these maps, and you want to collect items as fast as you can and get through the teleporter as fast as you can as well, because the longer the game goes on, the more difficult it gets. So if you could find a way to get to the boss in 5 minutes, I mean, obviously I'm well past that, but if you could find a way to get to him within 5 minutes, he's a lot easier than if you get to him at, we'll say, 30 minutes. Because there's been times where here I go, I wasn't watching my corruption tracker. But I've played rounds with a few friends of mine that lasted upwards of an hour. Hopefully this one won't be that long, but I suppose we'll see. Hey, no, leave me alone. Sure. Okay, let's see what. Jade Elephant. In massive armor for 5 seconds. I like that better than the one I had. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but with it. Something else about Void Fiend is you don't really notice it unless you're looking for it, but anytime I get a heal, whether that be because of this ability you keep seeing me use, or if something in the environment just gives me a healing effect, the corruption meter just automatically goes down. So something I've noticed is I've noticed anytime you get a lot of healing items, you'll notice that it keeps you out of your corruption form for quite a while. And matter of fact, whenever you're in your corrupted form and you get heals, it drains your corruption meter even faster. So I would argue healing items only work really well for you when you can stay in your corrupted form, because at that point you can heal all you want and it's not going to be any kind of detriment. Whereas right now, if I were to get some kind of healing thing, it would kind of hurt a little bit because I wouldn't be able to do as much damage. But it's a balancing act with this character. One of the things that he's a character you have to think things through with. That's part of the reason why I like him. He's not just a guy you can go brain dead and just mash a button and win. Even though once you're corrupted, you do kind of just mash one button and usually win. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Let's see. What we got? Is there anything about it? I'll go with that. That's a equipment drone. You can sacrifice your equipment to the drone and it'll follow you around and use the equipment at certain points in time. Not usually the best option, but I don't really care for the Jade Elephant, and I know I'll find another equipment somewhere. Ooh. Don't like that one though. Oh well. This equipment is the Crowdfunder. don't like it because it does pretty good damage, but at the cost of your money. In case you hadn't noticed from all the treasure chests I've been buying, money is very, very valuable in this game. I mean, you're constantly getting it, but you're also constantly using it, so it's a give and take. It's a give and take. But I've seen pretty much everything I want to see, so I am going to head to the teleporter event. Oh, it's down here. I'm sure it's down here. Yeah, there she is. Okay. So, let's see what monstrosity we're fighting now. Charge up this one. Playdune Strider. Okay, this one's a bit of an interesting character. I don't fight this one too often. I don't know every one of his movesets, but I do know he's got a move that heals himself for a lot of my items. Ah, another one spawned outside the cavern. That's why his HP was so high. Alrighty. Hey, buddy. What you doing all the way up here? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna die. Come here. That's if I could just stay to my corrupted form a little bit longer. But, give this. Yeah, just gonna take a little bit more damage. There we go. Now you. Okay, he's healing faster than I can hurt him. That's weird. Ah, not for long, apparently. So he is now dead. How nice. There's a chest right here. I didn't even see that. What, is the event over already? Event's not over. I shouldn't have been able to pick up that chest. Usually the chests are locked during the teleporter event. Oh well. Alright, I get a iron urn. Siphon health from nearby enemies while in combat. Ooh, that's gonna make... That's a good item. That's gonna make corruption a lot harder to maintain in the boss battles. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't remember ever using this item before. We'll see what happens. Alright, where are we going now? Ah, the Abyssal Depths. This place is absolutely massive. And usually, well, I say usually, pretty much every time I've been here, I've gotten lost at least once. Alright, that was a kind of a challenge invite. That makes the teleporting event a little bit harder, but gives me an extra reward if I manage to beat it. And I say, life needs a little challenge every now and then. So now I just gotta find the teleporter and get a few other items while I'm here. And looking at my objectives, I see that there is a void seed on this map. Best way to explain the void seed is that somewhere on this map is kind of a pocket of void energy that, well, it's where the void is trying to enter into our reality in a way. I am going to use an item scrapper. I can't use it for void items. That's a shame. The item that I just picked up adds an extra charge to my healing skill, but I don't really need an extra charge for it since it never has a cooldown. It just relies on my corruption meter. So, it's one of the very few items on this character that's pretty much useless. A lot of the items he can use very well, but this happens to be one of the few that's completely pointless. But, anyways, like I was saying, the Void Seed is just a pocket of the Void that's trying to enter this reality. And if I manage to clear out all the Void enemies that it has corrupted, then the seed itself will disappear, and I will have plenty of those Void chests that I can unlock and get some more Void items. Now the problem is, inside that seed is, well, it constantly does damage to me. There's a bit of a risk going in there, but that's where most of the Void enemies are, so I'll have to go in there at some point. Hopefully take them all down. You are being rather annoying. Hey, where are you going? No, you come here. Alright. sneaky little teleporter. Gotcha. So, there's only 8 of these void seeds remaining. There's 2 of them right here. I don't know, I may be able to take care of most of them without even going in there. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't even know what that was. Killed by Lemurian. Yeah, I probably should have seen that little spiral thing targeting me. But, hope you all enjoyed. That's all I'll be doing this evening. Like I said, this is just a simple little test. Hopefully you found it somewhat enjoyable. Maybe next time I'm here, I'll show you some of the other survivors that I've used in the past. Grown rather fond of the Artificer, someone who uses a lot of elemental abilities. Acrid right here is one of my favorites. He's a poisonous little lizard and a bit of a rowdy boy, but pretty fun to use. And of course, this Void Fiend right here is the one you just saw me using this evening. So, y'all have a good evening, and hopefully you will see me again sometime soon. Take care. God bless you.